Hello geometry students. Today's learning target is to solve applications of the Pythagorean theorem. So if we look at problem number 1, we have a swimming pool that is 70 feet by 25 feet. And we want to know how many feet will be saved by swimming diagonally across the pool instead of along the sides. So I'm going to draw a picture for this problem. I'll draw a rectangle. I'll label the one side 70 feet and the other side 25 feet. And if I were to swim along the sides here, I would swim 70 plus 25 feet, which is 95 feet. But the question is, what if I went diagonally? So if I draw in a diagonal and call that x, I now could use the Pythagorean theorem. Leg squared plus leg squared is equal to hypotenuse squared. So 70 squared plus 25 squared is equal to x squared. Using my calculator, I get x squared is 5,525. So x is equal to the square root of 5525. And using my calculator, that is approximately 74.33 feet. Now the question did say how many feet were saved. So if I went diagonally, I would have swam 74 feet approximately. If I go along the sides, it's approximately 95 feet. So you might see this on the SAT, where now I'm going to subtract the distance of 95 minus the 74.33. And when I do that, I'll get this is approximately 20.67 feet. So I would save approximately 20.67 feet. Let's take a look at problem number 2. You're going to place a 10-foot ladder against the house. And if the base of the ladder is 3.5 feet from the base of the house, how high does the ladder reach? So I'm not much of an artist, but I will try to draw a house. So here's my house with a couple windows. I'm going to put a ladder, so the blue line represents the ladder. That ladder is 10 feet. And it is drawn 3.5 or put 3.5 feet away from the bottom or the base of the house. And the question is, how high does the ladder reach on the house? So my x is going to be the height there. Again, I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem. Leg squared plus leg squared is equal to the hypotenuse squared. So setting up the equation, it'll be x squared plus 3.5 squared is equal to 10 squared. So x squared plus 12.25 is equal to 100. I'll subtract 12.25 from both sides. I'll get x squared is 87.75. So x is the square root of 87.75, which is approximately 9.37 feet. So the ladder will reach around 9.37 feet. The ladder is 10 foot tall, so it's not going to quite reach all the way up to 10 feet because of the diagonal. For problem number 3, we're going to build a pipeline built diagonally across a square field. So I'm going to draw a square. Each side of the field is 7 kilometers long. I'll label this. What is the length of the pipeline? So the pipeline is going diagonally across. I'll call that x. Again, we have a right triangle. So I'll use leg squared plus leg squared is hypotenuse squared. So 7 squared plus 7 squared is x squared. That's 49 plus 49 is equal to x squared. So that's 98 is equal to x squared. So x is equal to the square root of 98. And using my calculator, that is approximately 9.899, so approximately 9.90 kilometers. Now I'm going to take a little bit of time just to simplify the radical as a review. I would like the 9.9 on the exam, but if you wanted to simplify the square root of 98, that's the square root of 49 times the square root of 2, which is 7 square root of 2, which is something you might see on the SAT. So in terms of the real life application, instead of putting 14 kilometers of pipe if you went around the perimeter, you only need 9.9 kilometers of pipe. That's going to save money not only in the material, but in the cost of the labor. So let's look at problem number 4. Amber's school is 2 miles north of her house, and the soccer fields are 3 miles east of her house. What is the distance from Amber's school to the soccer fields? So just in case you don't know your directions, I'm drawing this on the right side of the screen. You got north, west, east, and south. So here's Amber's house. I'll draw a little house. The school is 2 miles north. So I'll put the school up here. It's north. So here's the school. So I'll draw a little line there. And then the soccer field is 3 miles east of her house. So that black line I drew is 2 miles. Now I'm going to go 3 miles east. And then here's the soccer field. And that's 3 miles. What is the distance from Amber's school to the soccer field? So this would be this green length that I just wrote. Again, we have our right triangle. I'll call that x. And we'll use Pythagorean theorem again. So we know leg squared plus leg squared is hypotenuse squared. So 2 squared plus 3 squared is equal to x squared. So 13 is equal to x squared. X is the square root of 13. And using my calculator, the square root of 13 is approximately 3.60 miles. So the answer to number 5 is around 3.60 miles. I hope you found this video on applications of Pythagorean theorem helpful.